Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Magic Girl, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Super Mega Figure Swamp Thing. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. And if you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember giving it a thumbs up. It's free and easy for you to do, and it really helps the channel grow. With all that out of the way, guys, once again, we are going to be taking a look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Super Mega Figure Swamp Thing. So I said Super Mega Figure, and I know it's not technically a super mega figure, but honestly, guys, this has to be the largest DC Multiverse figure that McFarlane Toys has released to date, and I'm not counting that stupid Batman Batmobile, where it's like Batman's consciousness in the Batmobile. That doesn't count. This thing is an actual character figure, person thing, I guess, Swamp Thing. He is just absolutely massive, guys. I don't normally do size comparisons, but at the end of this, I will do a size comparison with this guy versus the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Dark Side, as well as a standard DC Multiverse figure, so stay tuned for that. But with that being said, guys, why don't we go ahead and get on into this review and take a look at all the accessories that this guy comes with. So with him being a DC Multiverse figure, he of course comes with the DC Multiverse stand right there with the DC logo stamped into it, and of course he comes with a DC Multiverse trading card. Super cool. I have to admit, this one did come out really good. Even though it isn't an image from a comic or anything, it actually looks really good. This toy actually photographs really fucking well. Here's a look at the back of the card if you want to pause the video so you can read that. And he does also come with basically what you see here as an alternate hand. So you do get two open claw gripping hands, and I say claw because he does have some massive claws on either hand. So in package, he does come with both of these, and this one does come as a separate hand accessory, and it can be plugged into either the right or the left hand. My left hand is just super plugged in. I'd have to take a blow dryer to it to get it out, so I went ahead and just utilized the right hand since it plugs in and out pretty easily. Although one thing I did notice right away on my right hand is it's already starting to show wear of, like, bending and stuff. So just be very careful when you're moving the joints and the wrist and everything, because it seems like it's kind of flimsy at the wrist, and too much wear and tear will break it. So just be wary of that. But that's just with all figures in general. Plastic is plastic. But with that being said, guys, that is everything that this guy comes with. So this guy is actually pretty massive, like I said. So my stand is all the way up for my camera. So I'd say let's pull him forward for a closer look, but I don't know how much closer we can get. Okay, that's pretty close. Look at this. I have to admit, this is absolutely one of the best, if not the best, sculpts that McFarlane Toys has released in the DC Multiverse line to this point. Now, I did get this guy on Friday, which was technically New Year's Eve, so it was technically still 2021. However, I do want to make this guy a 2022 figure because he is just incredible. And honestly, guys, this guy has to already be in the running for a top 10 figure of 2022 because the sculpting is so amazing on this guy. I mean, look at it. It's just crazy amazing. And I have to admit, I am not a Swamp Thing fan in terms of like comics and all that stuff. Oh, look, there's even some roses right here in the back. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm not the biggest Swamp Thing fan in terms of comics and all that stuff. Like if he happens to appear in a crossover with Batman or something, like that's cool and all. But I am a sucker for mega figures, like oversized action figures and whatnot. And also my favorite color is green. So when you combine this guy being a giant figure and a giant green figure, I was sold right off the bat. So yeah, guys, super cool sculpt all the way down to the feet and everything. It's just super cool. I do like the paint on this guy, even though there could be some more brown wash on it. and maybe if you would have colored the roses a different color, that's really it though. Other than that, I absolutely love the coloring and the sculpt on this guy. And I love how it's not all symmetrical and the same. So as you can see, this shoulder is like overgrown and everything, but when it comes to this shoulder, it's kind of like short and stuff. It doesn't even come out over onto his chest like this shoulder does right here. When you look at his legs, they aren't identical in terms of sculpt or anything right there. You can see a lot of different detailing on both sides. You have the vine coming in on the front more here than you do on the side. Here you have some leaves. Here it's a single vine that comes up with some leaves up here. So a lot of great sculpting on this guy. I have to admit, he keeps hitting my lights up on top because he is just such a massive figure, and I had him hunched over, and that's why he was fitting. So I'm gonna go ahead and hunch him back over so we can go ahead and take a look at this guy's, you know what, I'm gonna have to sit him down so that we can go ahead and take a look at his articulation. So he can look all the way to the right, all the way to the left, and in terms of downwards, he can look down that much, which is pretty decent, which is really good because he is a big figure and he does need to look down on the smaller figures that he's going to be going up against. In terms of upwards, he can go up pretty significantly with these McFarlane larger mega figures. Their head joints are actually really good. You just have to shift them around, and once you do, you can get some really good articulation out of them. You do get a decent amount of side-to-side action, nothing too crazy, but you do get a bit here and there. His arms do go out to a T-pose. The stuff on his arms is attached to the bottom half instead of the top. You do get a butterfly joint in there, 360 rotation at the shoulder. You do get a bicep swivel as well. It's super tight, but it is there. You do only get a single hinge joint for the elbow, but that's typical for these mega figures, and that's really all you need for this guy. You do get rotation at the wrist as well as hinging in and out, and it is one of those ratchet joints, so it is pretty fucking sturdy and stuff. So you do also get rotation at the top of the waist right there and at the bottom, but it's very, very tight. Ab crunch down, not too much. Ab crunch back, not too much. He does have that diaper look, however, with all the vinage and everything, it kind of gets hidden and stuff, so it kind of works with him in a sense because it's just so much greenery and vinery that it actually kind of works, but it is kind of there. So if once you see it, it's kind of hard not to see it. These mega figures actually have really good joints that allow them to kick out pretty fucking far in terms of the splits. So this guy can definitely join the cheerleading squad. He's definitely going to be one of those people that's on the bottom throwing the other ones up. So he can kick out that far, which is pretty far, which is basically all the way. Can't kick back at all. He does come with double hinged knees. I'm sorry if I'm not getting it all in frame, guys. This guy is just massive. So his double hinged knees do allow him to kick back all the way. Let me bend him back so we can actually look at his ankle articulation, which will go down that far, up that far, ball rocker hinge, and of course, toe articulation. So yeah, guys, all in all, really good articulation for such a massive figure. You know, it wasn't up until recently that we've gone this well of articulation in these big figures, especially utilizing those ratchet joints so that way it can actually hold up its weight. This guy is a bit of a challenge to stand, I have to admit. The feet aren't too even on him, so you really do have to play with him to get him to stand and balance. So yeah, guys, before we move into picks and everything, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some size comparisons. Like I said, I don't normally do size comparisons, but with this guy being such a big figure, I really want you guys to see the difference between this guy and regular figures. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, so here we are all zoomed out with Swamp Thing standing straight up, and like I said, without the stand, he is a bit of a challenge to stand, so I went ahead and just put the stand on him. That way it's a little easier, and he doesn't fall over while we're doing this. So the first figure I want to put up next to him is the McFarlane Toys Darkseid, and right now, you're gonna see why I call him a super mega figure, because he even towers over Darkseid, guys. I mean, look at that, a whole head above him. So this guy is absolutely massive, just humongous, totally outsizes Darkseid himself. So next up, I am going to put a regular DC Multiverse figure next to him, which is the brand new McFarlane Toys Clown Joker from the 3 Joker waves. So he is a typical McFarlane DC Multiverse size, and as you can see, Darkseid towers over him, and Swamp Thing, well, he's just completely towers over him. So yeah, guys, this guy will definitely stand out in your DC Multiverse collection, whether it's full of mega figures like Darkseid and Steppenwolf, or just the little guys like the basic DC Multiverse figures. So I have one other comparison for you guys besides that, because that one was, for DC sakes and stuff, but there's also Marvel's Legends and whatnot, so I thought I'd go ahead and pull one of their heavy hitters and one of their bigger figures, the Hydra Stomper, and put him next to Swamp Thing right here. And as you can see, just like Darkseid, he is about a head taller than the Hydra Stomper. The Hydra Stomper is obviously a lot thicker, but that Swamp Thing is just towering over everything. And just for fun and just to have a good laugh and everything, let me go ahead and put the Hydra Stomper somewhere safe, because he's such a heavy figure. He's heavy and thick. We're going to go ahead and put a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. As you can see, yeah, this thing totally towers over him. And yeah, like I said, I'm not the biggest Swamp Thing fan in terms of comics and stuff, but this is an absolutely amazing, beautiful figure. I have to admit, Todd McFarlane definitely hit it out of the park with this figure. It is beautiful, and I absolutely love it. I only wish it came with an alternate head where he had like a screaming face and maybe some fisted hands. Other than that, no real gripes with this figure. It's a beautiful figure that I'm absolutely excited to add to my collection and utilize in a lot of toy photography. So with that being said, guys, join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. And by the way, guys, Happy New Year. This is the first video back, and I couldn't be happier to be back, and I'm looking forward to a great 2022. So looking forward to a lot of great stuff. I'm also going to be starting my weekly Coffee and Toys live streams on Instagram at CoolFigurez on Wednesday. I have a great lineup for the month of January, with the first one being this Wednesday, 1/5, with Jason B. Michael. Then the following Wednesday with Sleeping Collectibles. After that, the return of the toy page. And then following that, we have Old Republic Collectibles. So a lot of great stuff to come in 2022, guys. I hope you guys come along for the journey. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a great fucking year. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I do have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys want to see the unboxing of any figures I do reviews on for this channel, go ahead and check me out over on TikTok at CoolFigurez. That's where I post all my unboxings. And join me every Sunday morning for Coffee and Toys, a weekly toy news, toy talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, and so much more. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you so much to this channel sponsor, CoolFigurez Store. Check them out for all your Funko Pop, anime, Pokemon card, and toy print needs. And of course, use code CoolFigurez at checkout for 10% off your order. CoolFigurez Store. Check them out, guys.